Hello and welcome to Alog Radio, bringing you facts, statistics and stories from around the world. If you like what you hear, then please remember to subscribe or follow the page that it's attached to. So sit back, relax and enjoy. It's the 11th of February 2017, and on this day in 1990 Nelson Mandela was released after 27 years in prison in South Africa, which is extreme considering he didn't actually kill anyone. And also today my brother had his third child, so I wish my congratulations to my brother, and I dedicate the facts of this show to my brother, and I'll base it on weird baby facts you didn't know about. So and it's from the Distractify.com website. If you're new to this, then let me explain. This is a virtual radio station to entertain and to play while you're doing something else. If you're busy and you're too busy to watch videos on YouTube or on Facebook, but you want to listen to something, then this is for you. You can, if you follow it, then you can get updates almost every other day or so, and you can listen to the show. And while you're busy doing something else, and I'll promise to deliver very interesting facts, blow your mind, blow your socks off. But today I'm going to show you some 17 weird baby facts you didn't know. Okay, so number 1, in the womb, all babies grow moustaches that they eat. This is very weird. That's right, you heard me. When a fetus is about 4 months into pregnancy, it develops a moustache that over a course of a month spreads over its entire body. This hair is called lanugo, and it falls out before birth and is eaten by the baby. It is then digested and becomes part of the first poo of the baby, which is quite amazing. I thought they don't eat in the womb at all, but they eat body hair that they discard. That's very amazing. What's next? Babies double in weight during the first 5 months of life. Wow. If you didn't think that's impressive, just imagine doubling your weight. Now in 5 months, babies are basically milk monsters who do nothing but eat, sleep, poop and grow in a freakish amounts. They're unstoppable. Yeah. I weigh 100 kilos, so imagine I weigh 200 kilos in 5 months. That's a lot of food. No wonder they eat so much. Yeah, well I guess they have to grow. And what's next? When you were born, you had taste buds on the roof, back and sides of your mouth in addition to your tongue. They eventually fade with age, but that doesn't stop it from being really weird in the meantime, especially considering the moustache they've recently been eating. Yeah. I wonder if they can actually taste them as well, and I wonder why they fade if in the first place or have them there. It's just one of those strange things, I guess. Here's another one. Female babies have a period while they're inside the womb, so they have a bloody discharge from their womb, from their vagina, and the reason that is because they absorb the hormones from their mum when they're in the womb. So they have their first period, and then they don't have one again until they reach puberty when they're a young adult, when they're in their teens. That's amazing. Didn't know that. Babies' eyes are 75% of their adult size when they're born, and babies born in May weigh more. That's amazing. Here's another one. Babies prefer female voices, and unconsciously adults adapt. Is that why people use high-pitched voices? Babies sleep with their eyes open. Really? Here's another one. Baby boys get erections both inside the womb and when they're born. Why is that? If a woman tells you she's pregnant with a boy, that's her polite way of telling you that I'm pregnant with a human who in all likelihood has a boner right now inside my body as we speak. That's because the baby boys get erections while they're in the uterus, and very commonly have one when they're born. That might have something to do with the hormones that they're being contaminated with as well. I think. I'm guessing. It doesn't say there, so don't quote me on that. Babies don't have bony kneecaps. That's another one. They just have a structure of cartilage that forms something like it, but the real kneecap doesn't develop until a few years into life. Other parts of the baby's skeletal system develop similarly. The older we get, the more those bones that began as cartilage lose their bounce, and falling becomes a lot more painful and a lot less nonchalant. Before that, we're basically miniature invincible cartilage demons. Wow. The likelihood of having twins varies around the globe. So there's countries where twins happen more often. In Nigeria, the odds of having twins are 22 to 1. The West African region is particularly prone to twins. In Japan, however, the odds are 200 to 1. If you don't think this is disconcerting, you clearly haven't thought about the logistical horror that is raising a pair of twins, and the obvious conclusion that we all reach, that babies are globally conspiring to burden certain parts of the world with this. Humour. Here's another one. Babies can't cry. Newborn babies can't cry because their tear ducts haven't developed yet. They make crying sounds, but they can't shed tears. And babies' skulls haven't formed properly when they're born, and that's to allow them their head to be squashed slightly as it's being born. So there's actually a gap in the top of their head where the skulls the bones in the skull haven't fused together properly. So if you look carefully, it's actually nothing between the skin and the brain, just and the membranes underneath. So that gap closes up as the baby grows. Here's another one. Babies have superhuman strength. You may know that newborns have the reflex to grab onto things with their hands, but what you probably didn't know is that their grasp is strong enough to hold their entire body up. Yeah, they do seem to have a lot of strength for their size, because they're. Well, I guess that's the same for all things that are small. Like if you see ants, they can pick up 10 times their weight, I believe. Baby poop is the perfect consistency to create the most amount of mess. Newborns may look cute, but the texture of and production of the perfect storm of explosive feces. Newborn poop is mostly liquid and some mustard seed texture mixed in. As a result, it doesn't take much power to propel it across the room. Here's another one. Babies conveniently forget all the horror they put you through and how weird they've been. Babies forget the majority of the first 3 years of their life. Neuroscientists call this infantile amnesia and have several theories about why this occurs. But we can all agree that regardless of why it happens, the result is that all of us adults are blissfully unaware of the completely bizarre things that we did when we first entered the world and the effects it had on others. You know what would be really nice? It'd be if we could, like, if childbirth was safer. Like, if somehow we could, like, lay an egg instead of a baby. Like, instead of give birth, just lay an egg, and then the egg grows, and then the baby comes out the egg. Or, like, lay a egg that's very long, so it comes out very long, and then it flattens into a ball shape, and then the baby comes out that. It grows on its own. Because I don't understand why it's just terrible to think that the amount of pain. Mind you, it's only 1 day, so maybe you think about it that way. All that pain they go through is just 1 day, so it's not that bad. It's not like they have to go through excruciating pain for like months and months. They just have to. It's not even a day really. It's just not even half a day most of the time. It's just like maybe 5 hours of pain. It's not that bad really, if you think about it. If you make things small in your head, then it's not such a bad thing. It's a little thing. But still, it'd be nice if it was safer. You know, if you could, or maybe like you could have a separate orifice to give birth with, like, you know, like an opening. Who knows?